want a sweet shower shave and the feel of a suit.
May I also suggest a haircut?
Am I out of style?
Unless you're a 20-year-old guitarist from Seattle.
Bond came to see me this morning.
Yes, I know. I gave orders that he should be killed. Why is he still alive?
With the future of Bond still up in the air, with the Amazon MGM deal taking the creative control into uncharted territory, I want to focus not on the cloudy future, but the shining past as I continue to celebrate Bond's first films in this countdown. And in this number 3 pick, yes, number 3, we get the 1965 Thunderball. Thunderball premiered on the 9th of December 1965 in Tokyo and was a global success like no film before it. The film was exceptionally successful with its worldwide box office receipts of $141.2 million in 1965 money, which translates to about $1.428 billion in 2025. It exceeded not only that of each of its predecessors, but that of every one of the next 5 Bond films that followed it. The film represents a high point in the Bond series for several reasons, not least of which are its larger-than-life set pieces, unforgettable villains, and a storyline that still echoes through the genre today.
Let this be a reminder to you all that this organization will not tolerate failure.
And Thunderball was certainly not a failure. Thank you for joining me in another episode of Midnight at the Movies. I am Greg Knight, and with the 4th Bond film in the number 3 position, we get Bond being tasked with retrieving 2 stolen nuclear warheads from our favorite criminal bad guys. That's right, Spectre.
They're dangerous. They're at the highest level of criminality.
2 atomic bombs, which were aboard NATO Flight 759, are now in the possession of Spectre.
Emilio Largo is one of the more menacing and intellectual villains in the Bond canon. Played by Adolfo Celli, Largo has a distinct and memorable presence.
Yes, I thought I saw a spectre at your shoulder.
His calculating and calm demeanor stands in stark contrast to Bond's brash, charismatic nature, making their encounters all the more thrilling. Using his luxurious yacht, the Disco Volante, to hide those stolen nuclear bombs, he always finds himself at odds with Bond. He is a cold, calculating villain with a strong sense of power, and his physical appearance with that eye patch adds to his distinctive and menacing presence in the film, a powerful presence that was lovingly spoofed in Austin Powers' character number 2.
Silence, number 2!
No! I've had enough of you pushing me around!
Largo's role in Thunderball has cemented him as one of the most classic Bond villains of all time.
Perhaps you'd call one for me. Of course. Oh! Seems terribly difficult. No, it isn't, is it?
No.
Thunderball was adapted from Ian Fleming's novel, which was co-written with Kevin McClory and Jack Whittingham. It was originally conceived as a screenplay, but the film rights had legal complexities due to the disputes over who held the rights. After a legal battle, the production company Eon Productions, which owned the rights to the Bond series, was able to move forward with the film adaptation of Thunderball. Richard Maubaum, the screenwriter for many Bond films, worked on the screenplay, though the story was adjusted for the film medium. And with a direction and production team consisting of Terrence Young, who had also directed the first 2 Bond films, Dr. No and From Russia with Love, he was instrumental in shaping Bond's character, as I said in a previous episode. The production team included longtime Bond cinematographer Ted Moore and editor Peter R. Hunt, who would go on to direct On Her Majesty's Secret Service in 1969. Although Monty Norman is credited with writing the initial James Bond theme, it was John Barry who arranged and refined it into the unmistakable bold theme that we know today. His arrangement of the Bond theme became the foundation for the sound of the series and its use in opening sequences and action sequences, creating an instant connection to the franchise. And with Tom Jones' vocal delivery in the title song, which is nothing short of legendary, with his voice we get that deep, booming, and full of energy sound that echoes throughout the ages, which perfectly matches the high-stakes action of the Bond films. Jones recorded the song in one single take, and his passionate performance helped elevate the song's status as one of the most memorable in the entire Bond franchise. The reason that Thunderball beat out my number 4 pick is largely based on how it elevated the public's perception of the character. His tailored suits, gadgets, and general persona set a standard for how Bond was portrayed in later films. And here we get to the score. Now, I think this film is not perfect, and it does have some flaws. Its pace does slow it down at times, of course this being a side effect of modern filmmaking, and its plot has become quite convoluted over the years with years and years of imitators, so I feel we have a solid 8.5, the same as my number 4 pick. Now, if you haven't seen episode 4 or any of the other entries in my countdown, I certainly invite you to check them out.
Throw me a frickin' bone here. I'm the boss.
And by this point, Sean Connery's portrayal of James Bond had already solidified the character as a cultural icon. Thunderball expanded on his portrayal, showcasing Bond as both suave and capable of taking on the most dangerous of foes. It reinforced the Bond formula of action mixed with style, humor, and charm.
First time I've tasted women, they're rather good.
You're the only man to ever make me cry.
The Bond girls in Thunderball are typical of the 1960s era, combining beauty, intelligence, and strength while playing pivotal roles in the unfolding drama. First, we have Domino, portrayed by actress Claudine Auger.
So we can have dinner together.
No.
My dear and cooperative Domino.
How do you know that? How do you know my friends call me Domino?
It's on the bracelet on your ankle.
She is the beautiful mistress of Emilio Largo. While she does start out as a victim, her character evolves and she becomes quite a formidable ally to Bond in his quest as they work together to thwart Largo's plans, of course, to hold the world hostage with those stolen nuclear bombs. Her character is definitely one of the more emotionally charged among the many Bond girls in the series, which makes her performance quite memorable.
I'm glad I killed him.
You're glad.
Since you're here, would you mind giving me something to put on?
Second, the screen is graced with actress Luciana Paluzzi. She portrays the manipulative Fiona Volpe, a very memorable Bond femme fatale. She is seductive and dangerous. She is not just a pretty face, but also a highly skilled and deadly agent. She's intelligent, manipulative, and knows how to use her charm to get what she wants.
Oh hell, let's just do what we always do. Hijack some nuclear weapons and hold the world hostage.
One of the defining aspects of Thunderball was its groundbreaking underwater action sequences. These scenes were particularly challenging because they required specialized underwater filming techniques. John Steers was the film's special effects expert, and his team designed innovative systems to allow the actors and stunt doubles to perform complex underwater combat. The underwater sequences included everything from gunfights to hand-to-hand combat, which had never been filmed to this extent before. The film also made use of miniatures with special effects techniques like underwater explosions and model submarines.
We've got a lot of work to do.
You know, I really thought that guy died earlier in the video. What the heck? Anyway, getting back to what we were talking about, the film became a cultural touchstone not just for Bond fans, but for popular culture as a whole. Its blend of high adventure, luxurious escapism, and espionage action helped define the 1960s spy craze, which included everything from television shows like Mission Impossible to modern movies like the Bourne Identity series. And we are so close to the number 1 Sean Connery James Bond film, I can smell it. Don't worry, I do have another episode coming up, episode 6, talking about our number 2 film. Same Bond time, same Bond channel. Thank you so much. This is Greg here, and good night.
I'm very badly burned, so if you could just... You shot me!
Okay, moving on.
You shot me right in the arm!
Losers always whine about their best. Winners go home and fuck the prom queen.
Carla was the prom queen.
Really?
Right.
Yeah.